What's up, guys? It's me, DRF Son, aka the second reincarnation of JFK, because the first one was Tupac, aka Mewtwo, aka the guy who, gets into more trouble with CCA staff than any other commentator combined. I am joined with my teammate, Vapor.
That was very anticlimactic, if anything.
Yep.
Good morning, gamers. We have PSU Gaming versus BSU Gaming.
What?
And yeah. PSU is gaming and BSU is gaming.
What is a BSU?
Well, I mean, it's in their name, BSU. So
I don't think I could say that. Anyways, we're starting with Rainmaker Humpback.
bullshit university. There you go. Just kidding.
I was gonna say Pussy State University, but okay.
All right.
Oh, okay. So apparently we draw the line there. But yeah, I mean, honestly, CCA Division Week 4, Week 3, we're almost approaching the halfway mark of the CCA season, or maybe we are at the halfway mark. Just numbers just started merging together.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
We're getting there. Yeah. Kind of like how my dad DRF is getting into the nursing home sometime soon.
My God. But yeah.
As we see both of these teams discussing what to do for this upcoming match, I think the first game is really such a tone setter for the rest of the set. I think it really establishes momentum, and it shows. I think it gives both teams a chance to feel each other, up, see how they play, how they like to play, and it just gives us a good idea of what to expect in the next coming games.
Yeah, I definitely think this is going to be a very important map as well, because Humpback can be very volatile in the speed of play, where you have somewhat of a slow neutral, but a fast rush at the same exact time.
Exactly, and as we're seeing these comps now, we are seeing a Wellspring and the Nautilus coming out from BSU, and as we see from the Goobers, we see double shot.
Yeah, the classic J13 on that V shot, Nova on that Octo shot, pop going in favor of BSU early on though. So they will have the slight paint advantage, as it's going to be PSU on that back foot. But sharking is J13, finding one, looking for this Wellstring as well with Nova. They go down, advantage PSU here as the last two members trying to back up. Trizuka ready for J13, finds the third, but the Rainmaker finally getting picked up, but the respawns have already happened. J13 on a rampage though, finding more than enough to secure that checkpoint.
Yeah, that was just very strong individual play from J13, and as we see, the ballpoint from the Goobers is using that inkjet. Couldn't find the Nautilus unless they can now, but no, they're not really able to find a pick, and as we see, the Tri-Slosher does go down, and I think this might be the end of the Goobers push. I mean, they broke the first checkpoint, the Rainmaker does reset, but as we see, the Nautilus fighting two more players of the Goobers in mid. That Cooler is just being very useful, but unfortunately both of them do go down.
Splashdown out from this Nautilus, able to find J13. Really good play there by Yeet, but standing on that pedestal leaves them wide open for shots from Nova to shut down them and that Rainmaker. So advantage PSU here early on, as they already have that checkpoint in their favor.
Yeah, I think it's still a very close game, even though one of them, the Goobers have broken the checkpoint and BSU did not. One goes down on the side of the Goobers. The Rainmaker does reset. Unfortunately, Nova gets a flew a bit too close to the sun, getting caught by that Zuka. And as we see, I think it's now time for BSU's time to push. But fortunately, the Tri-Slosher is there. Sonic is sharking for this Rainmaker, and they, with the help of the rest of their teammates, they are able to get the assist on the Rainmaker. And Grizztaco still has not yet broken this checkpoint.
Yeah, really good stop there, but Sonic trying to run away. Really good shutdown there by that Zap, but B-Wall stuck in this corner, trying to just lift shots from the opposing Nautilus, but they do get that pop, as it's going to be Nova trying to lead the way. They end up going down. Rainmaker trying not to get stuck alone. Splashdown from Yi is able to pick off that Rainmaker. Sonic was the one carrying there. Now B-Wall looking at the Rainmaker. They're all alone with Nova trying to get over to support, fighting the swell string, but two members of BSU are behind him. One ends up going down. Yeet trying to back up, and just a slight dagger here for BSU, but no one is moving anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I could understand why the members of BSU wanted to flank, but unfortunately, I feel like the Rainmaker was just such in a bad position to where PSU can easily see the flank, and as we see, they are now pushing, extending that lead to 46, down to 46, which is not really the best lead, but since BSU hasn't broken the checkpoint yet, it's great for them, down to 29. And the members of one last member of PSU is in BSU's base. It's Nova, but they unfortunately do go down, and right now it's just an uphill battle for BSU right now.
Yeah, that was a really good push though. 29 is a strong, solid push, especially in the game that's been pretty neutral. Really good shark by Sonic though, finding one, almost finding the second. But with that Inkjet online, it's going to be really hard to continue past this checkpoint for BSU. Tri-Strikes out, trying to find anything, but with a stagger 2 down on BSU. Here comes the Inkjet from B-Wall, trying to keep PSU in a forward position, finding one, looking for another. Inkjet recalls. Nova working with J13, able to find one. Rainmaker is grabbed by Yeet. J13 looking for that pick, and they do. Fish is stopped in that corner, but the checkpoint is gone.
Yeah, I feel like that was a bit of an overzealous grab, trying to not let the Rainmaker reset. But I think with the position that the Rainmaker was in, it would have been better for them to just let it go. We see the Wellstring ready to grab the Rainmaker. They do have the cooler buff, but unfortunately one goes down on the side of BSU. We see 2 are down on the side of PSU. This might be BSU's time to push, but they are just throwing bombs, and unfortunately the bomb, they just run straight into the bomb. The splashdown was too early to pop it. And as we see, Yeet and another member of BSU is trying to hold it down, but unfortunately it's a 3v4 right now, make it a 4v4 with the Rainmaker, but PSU is just going to let this thing reset.
I like this play by PSU. They're not forcing the Rainmaker, and they're just playing around their specials, playing life. There goes the strikes, there goes the Inkjet, but the Inkjet gets picked off. Nova trying to find one, but Many is weak, but from the top rope it's going to be Sonic with that Tri-Slosher finding the finishing blow to give PSU the first win.
Yeah, PSU just really collapsed onto BSU at the end there. There really wasn't much counterplay to what PSU was doing, considering that they were getting attacked from all angles. But it really felt like PSU was in the driver's seat for a lot of that game. It really wasn't until like the last 1.5 minutes where you saw BSU actively making a push. But even then, the defense of PSU was just too great to overcome.
Definitely. And now with heading over to game number 2, it is going to be a little bit slower, a little bit more of that stalemate neutral game on the Clamblitz Inkblot Art Academy.
Yeah, I think with the way PSU just really likes playing neutral and how their players can just be explosive at any time if you're not watching them. I feel like this map will favor PSU a lot, in my opinion, as we see some subs coming in and out of this private battle. I wonder how these substitutions will kind of impact the flow of this game.
Yeah, PSU does have a roster of 5 tonight with Nokia it being that that fifth player looks to be going in over B wall. So having that flings roller option to apply more paint is definitely going to be something to look forward to.
Yeah, I think, you are obviously more well-versed in PSU than I am, so I'll just, take your word for it. And, as we see as we're getting into this next game, do you think BSU will make any sort of, major adjustments to, their composition, or do you think it's gonna stay relatively the same for the most part?
I don't think they really need to make any major adjustments. The biggest thing that BSU struggled with was putting on the offensive pressure, because they try to kept poking with one person and try to stagger out a poke, but they weren't trying to take any sort of off angle to create any sort of pincer play or combo their weapons together. So if BSU is able to do that, then they will definitely have a good chance at taking this game.
Yeah, I wonder if that's something that they're actively discussing right now, given that they have 30 more seconds left to, just talk about what they want to do. And like you said, they didn't really utilize much of their off angles. They only just looked forward, and it really punished them. But, compared to PSU, who really took advantage of every single angle that they could on that Rainmaker Humpback game, I think that's something that they're going to continue to abuse because it is working, and they're going to keep doing it until BSU actually has a solid counterplay to that.
Basically, anything you can do to stop your opponent is pretty much fair game. So throw your bombs, play around your specials, do whatever you must. So let's see what changes we have rolling out here as there's a roller on the side of BSU, decaf for Sonic this time.
Okay, and as we see, we do see a lot of adjustments, weapon comms changes from the side of PSU. We see the 52 gal Neo Splash, decav, and obviously that flings out like you mentioned. As we see PSU already taking a strong 4-2 player advantage right now, and as we see the decav and the shooter is taking good advantage of getting onto BSU's platform. Unfortunately, they get shut down. 2 are down on the side of PSU, and I think now, if on the side of BSU, you need to push up now.
They're able to find those pits, but they need to just work together and get moving quick. So with this, it's going to be the shot trying to keep control of this flat and finding one. Nova going down. Randy trying to work around this right side with their team. That's exactly what BSU needs to do. Work together and set up with that splashdown. Really good play there with Yeet and Randy. And another going down. Yeet trying to find the pick on the flings, and they do. And this is the play you want. You want to see these flanks here for BSU as Yeet finding one off that off angle. And that is going to be advantage once they can build that power clam and throw it into the basket.
Yeah, it's crazy how Yi went on that crazy kill streak, but yet they just started scoring now, and we see the Zuka coming out trying to find the Flingza roller. We see Yi just up on BSU's plat, but the thing is, only the roller has clams right now, and the basket already went down. So if you're on BSU, yeah, you got points on the board, but I feel like you could have scored more.
It definitely could have gotten a few more on the board, but that's definitely an opening you want to see if you are BSU. Show you can keep that offensive pressure going and work around your combos. We saw the Shot and Dooley work together here, and then the Wellstring can also work well, but ignore that much. They're already getting points on the board. 2 power clams plus more for BSU Grizztaco. Randy finding another. That's 3 down on the side of PSU. They have to give up some more additional points, keeping the basket open. Roller moving in with 3, and now it is just the dually with Clams trying to get back to the basket, but it seems like they're just going to say, nah, let's chill for now. We're not going to make it back in time.
But yeah, as we see, Yeet is up in PSU's base, but unfortunately PSU is going to score, so Yeet unfortunately needs to go back. But PSU does go 3 down, so so it feels like, you know, BSU is just getting a free pity clam, and as we saw Yeet trying to take out the splash on their plat, but unfortunately they go down. 2 are down on the side of BSU. But BSU has a pretty sizable lead right now, and I really appreciate how Yeet is just not taking their foot off the gas. So I think, you know, the rest of BSU needs to follow in Yeet's footsteps and start moving up quicker.
Yeah, and BSU is doing that pretty decently. They find 3 down, but now they need to move up and get up quick. Jay trying to move with Yeet, but decides to back off once they see the opponents. Yeet is still in that backfield, though, trying to just be a skirmisher at this point. But finally, they end up going down. But that's going to be points on the board for BSU. 2 going down is only Randy left now, trying to shark on this left side, but they have a general idea. Yeet did get the jump in, and working together with Randy, finding another 2 at minimum. Stalling, a 3rd going down. Randy on a rampage still. J13 is able to get those fall-off shots down, but Yeet jumps right back in to finish off a few more.
Yeah, Yeet is really being the great offensive motor of BSU's offense right now. We see the splashdown finding the Flingza. You know, just a bad place, wrong time type of situation. The last 2 members of PSU are actively on their platform, which is not the greatest position you want to be in. Yeet just finds more people, and they are going to score. It felt like, you know, Yeet is just opening so many doors for BSU, and they might just knock out if they could find one more clam. And they do, and they knocked out. Oh my goodness. That was just such a swing in, like, the offense, because it always just felt like Yeet was always in PSU's face. They did not have any sort of response for the spawn camping almost of Yeet. So, you know, off of the back of LeBron 2018 LeBron playoff performance, BSU is on the board.
Yeah, on the board, but they did exactly what I said their key condition was to work together. We saw Randy and Yeet on that offensive line with that shot, and Dooley's work together so well to create opportunities to find more than just one pick. Sure, that one of them does end up going down half the time, but it's still set up for getting 3 members and only costing 1.
Yeah, no, it was insane how, you know, the switch from the Nautilus to the Dualies really, from Yeet, really made a big difference. And as we saw later in that game, Jay coming in with some clutch kills, you know, that triple that we saw was really big. And I think all that I ask for is for the roller on the side of BSU to just be more aggressive. Sometimes I felt like they were just playing a bit too scared. And as a roller, you know, you do need to push up, find those kills, shark areas, hold space. You need to, you know, you also need to create those opportunities for your teammates to push in. So I think that's something I would want to see more of from BSU moving forward.
And one thing is that PSU ended up deciding to go with a more kill heavy comp. They got rid of a lot of their combo potentials, and they went with a 52, which doesn't really have much to combo with. They went with the decav, which has a very strong one-shot, and you'd want to go for that a lot of the time. So not really much to combo with those switch options to go for something more kill heavy. But if you're stuck in a lot of disadvantaged fights like they were, going kill heavy might not be that best play.
Yeah, I definitely think you should switch some weapons around for the team, and I think moving forward you just need to be aware of Yeet and maybe take 2v1s against them. One person fights them forward, the other takes an off angle, and don't let them do what they did to you last game. But moving on to zones, Mahi.
This does not seem right.
Yeah, I think it might
Yeah.
have been an error, but
Zones Mahi is game 7.
yeah.
So
But it's
so
okay.
it's still in the sweep, but not supposed to be this. This should be Zones Manta, but hey, let's see what happens anyway. Try Slosher Wellstring getting pulled out this time, and back to the more combo heavy comp that PSU has run. So it does look like we are going to play this out anyway, and right away the decaf going down, make that 2 down on the side of PSU, as it's only going to be Nova and J13 left up, and they both get picked off by those Gluga dualies. Yeet rolling right through.
Yeah, Yeet switching to a more offensive weapon like dualies that can get more into the players' faces has really been benefiting as we see these dualies. It feels like they're a lot more comfortable with dualies than Nautilus. And as we see, all the other members of BSU are just able to move forward. And it feels like Yeet is just not afraid, grabbing the cooler, getting rid of this Flingza roller, and flanking Nova, then and going down. Even though one member of BSU goes down, another one goes down on the side of PSU, and as we see, the Wellspring is amid such a great painting weapon, and they're not, and this decaf is going to go down to the combination of Slosher and Wellspring, and all of a sudden, all of the members of BSU are back into mid.
Yeah, staggering out PSU as much as they can. That Wave Breaker is going to do some location damage. Booyah Bomb out for BSU. Just paint over the zone and you should be golden. Trying to go for the neutral for PSU, but that is not enough.
Yeah, no, I think PSU just did not really find any sort of footing in this game. It was just all from start to finish. It really was just BSU, Yeet on those Gluga dualies pushing into their base, the support of the rest of their teammates, providing the cooler, providing painting over the zone when, I believe 1 or 2 members of BSU were, went down. And it just feels like PSU no longer has an answer to the offense of BSU.
Yeah, they did go back to a more combo heavy weaponry, but still they didn't really take those fights together. Focus on the key players. The dualies out of Yeet absolutely ran over them with Randy in the previous game, and this time with the 2-shot potential with the Gluga dualies in that turret mode, absolutely just ran over PSU straight up. As they try to take those fights a little bit more straight on than they probably should have.
Yeah, I think if you're PSU, you just need to go back to the drawing board with how you're going to approach the next few games, because game 1 looked really great, but now it's just looking quite rough. And as we see, more substitutions coming in, Nokia is going to be subbed out on the side of PSU, and I believe Hudsies is a new player subbing in for one of the BSU members, and it's moving on to the next map mode. It's just something that I think they just need to talk about how they need to stop BSU's just steamrolling offense.
Mm-hmm. And definitely with the tower control coming up next, Hammerhead Bridge is going to be at that map, which definitely can lead into a lot of the offense, but the team play is going to be the most important.
Oh yeah, tower control Hammerhead. Yeah, I yesterday when I commentated another CCA set, my father DRF told me that that this was a spice pick, and I said, yeah, if the spice was relish. But Hammerhead Bridge, such a steamrolling map once again. Once you break the first checkpoint and are able to get up onto the second level of the enemy's base, it's just hard to try and fight it, especially with someone like Yeet. If they do decide to go the end parry dualies, it's it would just be hard to kind of stop it because you wipe and then what? Yeet has splashdown again, and then you need to play around splashdown. You need to play around the curling bomb. You know, Yeet swimming through it. I think PSU needs to. They need to concoct something.
Definitely try to get a nice little reset back in, and just move forward from there.
Yeah, and as we see, I think there's a bit of wondering going on, considering that last game was, Splatoon's Mahi, which was not the, game 3 on the map list, so I think there's a little bit of wondering if we are going to continue with the set or not. But, I think you just got. I think we should just ball. We gotta keep going. And right now we are waiting for the CCA staff to answer our calls, but I think we are just going to keep moving forward with the set tower control hammerhead. I don't know how this managed to get under CCA scheduling staff's noses. Maybe all of them were sleeping when this was added to the map list. Maybe all of them were drunk. Hammerhead Bridge, a shell of what it once was in Splatoon 1, aka run speed up the map. And getting into it, this game numero 4, that's number 4 in English. We're just gonna get into it right now, and as we see on the side of BSU, those Glugadoolies once again, but on the side of PSU, we're seeing a little bit of changes. We see a Snipe Rider and the Splatana Stamper, but we are still going to see that double shot comp.
Yeah, keeping that double shot, and B-Wall moving over to that pencil as well, trying to keep that range pressure. So let's.
Yeah, as we see it, BSU is already taken down 2, make it 3 on the side of this shot's performance, putting up some great kills on the board, grabbing the cooler. As you can see, the Tri-Slosher and the Glugas are already in PSU's base. Nova finding one, and they find, and they find the Glugas as well, and Nova is going to just run at the tower, and the rest of BSU is just going to hop back in, and take the tower. But unfortunately, Sonic is going to hold them off. They're not going to get. BSU is thankfully not going to get the checkpoint. So if you're PSU, you can take a quick breath. As we see the Stamper on tower from the side of PSU. Just as you see 2 go down on the side of PSU, and as we see BSU is once again just pushing forward, and now I think this checkpoint break is guaranteed. You see the shot having that Zuka ready, 2 specials ready on the side of BSU. The rest of PSU is getting back into spawn. 1 goes down from both sides. The Zuka coming out. 2 go down on the side of PSU, and I think right now might just be another knockout for BSU right now. PSU just no longer has any answers.
Yeah, Mewtwo, I do think that PSU doesn't have answers, and PSU internet I think died, or Vapor screen, blue screen. So you all get me to commentate with instead of just Mewtwo alone. I hope that'll save your sanity a little bit, Mewtwo.
Yeah, sure.
But anywho, yes, we do see PSU just really, really well working together. I think that was really huge. Pushing up together, we saw we saw the players of BSU, especially the Tri-Slosher and Yeet, the dualies, just go right up to their spawn when they had Cooler, and just working really well together. And that map is such a team-heavy map. You have to be able to do that, and they did that really, really well, Mewtwo.
Yeah, they did. Ever since once again that switch from Yeet to the Nautilus to any kind of dually that they pick up, it just felt like the offense of BSU really picked up as well. They're becoming more aggressive, and it feels like the team is more oiled up, working like a well-oiled machine more than PSU's. So right now, going into game number 5, Rainmaker Robo Ramen, another great map for Yeet to pull out some end parry dualies for some quick Rainmaker pops with the splashdown. They could create a lot of offense, and they could easily flank around. And I think if you're PSU, you gotta take a deep breath. This is match point for BSU. If they win the set. So I think you just gotta give each other a bit of a pep talk. I know it's not great being down 1-3, but that first game, I think, really had a lot of potential.
Yeah, I think the first game was really, really solid, PSU working together. But they're finding time that they're getting picked consistently by one of the members of BSU, especially Yeet. Has found a lot of flanks and success in the last 2 games on those Gluga Doolies. So I think right now you really have to hard focus. What can we do to counter what Yeet is doing to us, which is flanking, and now with a lot of range and kill power that the Gluga Doolies can provide, they just outrange the double shot that they've been pulling out and other weapons that PSU have pulled out. So I think you have to almost look, hey, do we maybe have to adjust either by playing faster so we can get behind these Gluga Doolies as they pop walls and things around that and maneuver around them? Do we hard ignore them? Or do we just straight up say, you know what, we're going to match your range and bring something with a little bit more distance here, so that way your Gluga Doolies aren't just automatically in range if we're in a fight. Because right now Yeet is hitting all of the shots, and that's not to put down anybody else on BSU, because like as we kind of mentioned earlier, we saw that shot get a nice triple there working with Yeet in the Tri-Slosher in that last game. Tri-Slosher themselves pushing up, so, and they were all getting a ton of value working together. So like, you have to play together a lot, and you might have to really think about maybe adding a little bit more range here, as Robo has some long distance areas, Mewtwo.
Yeah, and I am sure you know a lot about, long things. And as we are slowly getting into it, we got some substitutions going on, I believe.
Looks like Sonic is back in. I believe that's who.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, it was. Kasonic is back in this one. That was who just joined back. So, assuming that they aren't going to hold off a little bit longer here, they might be stalling feet a little bit, because I know they were still waiting on a staff answer, but the default answer is just continue playing for now. This is kind of what everybody's doing. And if that game doesn't count, the staff determines it doesn't count, they can go back into it or something. But for now, they're continuing. They want to hold everybody up. And so they're continuing to move. We got the official word, by the way, that it did count. So yes, we got the official word, it counts. So the score that we have is actually correct. So yeah,
cool.
no. So what I just said, that was asterisks, throw them out the door. And that's what we thought the case would be, that it would count. But it is good to have that clarification. It does count. We are going into officially our Game 5 here, Robo Ramen Rainmaker.
Well, that's good to know. And if you're PSU, maybe you were hoping that, given the current state of the board, that you wouldn't mind if the if the game got overturned. But as we're getting into it, I think right now PSU's ready to go. I could assume that they just want to just like step on the gas like right now. They don't want to wait no more.
The PSU folks, by the way, they want to throw at everyone and apologize. They have 2 people at a hotel right now and 1 person playing at a Taco Bell because the power is out at their home. So Because PSU right now, they're coming back. This was their spring break week last week, so they're all just coming home right now. So they're working with it. I know they have some severe weather out in that general direction, so that's not a complete surprise. But hey, look, we do see that decaf coming back out.
We do see the decaf, we do see the 52 coming back out, and 3 are immediately down from the side of PSU. BSU has an excellent opportunity to push. We see Yeet already on those Goobers pressuring this heavy edit, and I think they just might get the kill, yet they do, and it's 2 already down on site. It's a wipe. Oh, it just might be over. I'm not gonna lie, Cracking. I think it's over. It's over.
I think you're right.
Yep, it's done.
Wow. That was... good snowball by BSU. I mean, there's not a lot to say. That BSU just cooked. I mean, there's, in all honesty, it's just BSU just straight up. They got the pop there. Of course, the members of PSU were not ready for that. With their short range weapons, a lot of them had to be just inside of the range of the pop to survive. We saw a lot of them. They died just inside the range, by the way. So it wasn't like they were in the middle of it, trying to fight the pop in a very dangerous spot. They thought they were kind of on the outside of it, it looked like, and then they just got killed by the pop. It was just a heavy edit. They got rushed in, steamrolled, and the rest of the team just swarmed that group really quickly. So shout outs to BSU using that momentum and just steamrolling all the way to victory here.
Yeah, I feel like there's not really much to say. That was just a really strong showing from the side of BSU, and I think if you're feeling BSU, if you're BSU, you got to be feeling really good about that one, because that was just a masterclass of Rainmaker Robo Ramen.
Yeah, they got right towards that checkpoint and just ran right down, able to get that pretty quick knockout as well.
Yeah, but as we know, PSU is going to do a play all 7, I believe, unless I have gotten wrong information, but we should be seeing BSU going with that best all 7, which is what the plan is going to be. So this just gives teams extra practice, and let's experiment with new comps. And right now I think if you're a PSU, you got to figure out how to better deal with overwhelming offense.
Yeah, just need to slow it down, work together, play around those specials, and try to create some sort of team fight to go into your favor, working around the combos of your weapons. So going over to Clamblett Scorch, it is pretty open. So running a 52 or a decav might help control, but you still need to create something to force combos with each other.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And might I just say, Kraken, you are sounding a little bit different. So, that's okay.
Yeah, I just had to adjust my my voice box IRL really quick. So don't worry about it.
That's okay. Yeah, And going into Clamblett Scorch Gorge, I think what was I gonna say? I think that we're just gonna see another masterclass from Yeet on how to overwhelm a team's defense, but I'm not counting PSU out already, but I think right now it's a time to learn, time to improve, and just maybe have a little bit of fun if teams believe in that.
Yeah, this is time to have fun, time actually try something out, try to learn something. Like there's no pressure with these last few games, because all you really need to do is try something, and you won't get punished for it on the official scorebook.
Exactly, like, you know, gooning. Yeah, you just gotta try it. Like, try something new. Ow, sorry. But you know, anyways, going into this, I'm very excited to see what both teams have to are cooking. You know, that's what the kids say, right? That's what cooking. As we see, we got the Tenta Barella from the side of BSU. I think that might be Yeet, if I'm not mistaken. And that's a Clash Blaster.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Yeet's on the T-Tech.
Yeet going back to the T-Tech Tenta Barella is going to be a Randy this time around. Sonic going with that Clash Blaster. Trying something a little bit different. Try to work around the combos a bit more as much as you can. So hey, why not try it out? This is that time, and with 2 members down on BSU for the moment, is going to be a fight to try to take control of mid here.
Both teams are trying to fight for mid. The 10 is trying to push a roller on their snipe. We see, you know, one member goes down on each side. This 10 is trying to pressure the ball carrier, Sonic. Sonic has a pretty good path towards the basket right now, but unfortunately they are just going to play it safe. Right now, 2 members of BSU are mid. Yeet, unfortunately, dodges the Zuka, takes out the Zuka user, but unfortunately they go down as well. And right now it's just another, we're just back in neutral again.
Yeah, back in neutral. You probably, if you're Sonic there, you probably could have gone for that score, get something on the board. You also had a teammate with you, but decided to opt out of that, and now Yi is just keeping this offensive pressure going, staggering out as much as possible as it's Randy on the backside. Nokia ends up going down. Zuka out from J13, trying to find something out of nothing on the defensive side here. So the cooler will get popped out, passing clams off to this Zap player for BSU to try to get something on the board. Strikes out, but it's going to be Yeet finding a pig on Nokia. Nova ends up taking a nice drop off that map. Sonic trying to find Yeet, but it's going to be a hair bit too late as points do go on the board. Randy running for some points. Huge points, bringing down to 71 remaining with just about 3 minutes left.
Yeah, great play from the side of BSU, putting themselves on the board. But right now, PSU is in a good position. They have 2 pity clams, they have 2 specials. The Flings is already ripping the missiles. 2 are down on the side of BSU. And I think if you're PSU, you need to go now, especially now there are 3 down. The only one left is a Wellspring that you could probably easily overpower by yourself. And as we see, the Wellspring does have the wave. They throw it on the wave, but PSU just isn't working fast enough. Even with a 2 down situation, Nova is the only one up there. And I think 2 are down from the side of PSU, so I think this PSU's push has just come to a screeching halt.
Yeah, that was their chance. They had the opportunity, but everyone was just so far back, and when Nova went down, no one was able to follow up. So we're still back in this neutral state, throwing that power climb off the map. Try to keep your team unmarked from your opponent. So J13 will trade out with help from Nova. Strikes out, but there's still no power climb on the field for PSU to try to take a score, but 3 members down. They need to try to find something. J13 jumping in with that pity clam. Their 1 power clam that they have strikes out. J13 will end up getting the score on the board. Sonic has 6 clams. The Flings that also has 6. But trying to pass things over, and that's not going to be enough to get any additional points on the board. Still at 80 remaining. That is a 1 and done for that power clam.
Yeah, you know, I feel like PSU just had a lot going for them, but unfortunately they were unable to capitalize. We see Nokia on top of mid trying to bring down Justice with that Flingza roller, but unfortunately they are going to get pushed off by that Wellspring. And as we see, you know, the Zap is in mid, having that cooler ready for the PSU to just start a big push. They have a power clam ready, they have another one waiting in the wings. and I think it will just take one good push, but unfortunately the NSAP does go down. They are unable to throw their cooler in time. 2 are down, 3 are down for the side of BSU, and I think BSU needs to push, has a great chance to push again, but let's see if they are going to take advantage of this time.
Yeah, that power climb goes into the basket, and then they could take the lead. But Nokia is still so far back, trying to go in for the power climb now, and they do get it in. They will take the lead, trying to get some additional points, and Nova gets all of theirs, and J13 gets all of theirs in as well. Huge points on the board for PSU, heading into the final 15 seconds. And now one more chance for BSU to make a push of their own. 3 specials ready. There goes the Wave Breaker. There goes the Tri-Strikes. Zuka and Cooler are online for them as well. So once they could find a way to get this basket open, they definitely will have an opportunity. 3 members down on PSU will definitely help that out too, with J13 trying to play around this tent shield. Brandy misses, but 2 power climbs go in just in the nick of time. Another going down. That is 3 down. It is only this Zap taking a 1v3 in the front. They'll trade out with no additional points on the board. So that will be game in favor of PSU.
Yeah, that was just, a good, really, even though the match does not count towards the set score, it was just a good showing from the side of PSU. I think they finally learned, they just got their act together. They locked in. They said, you know what, even though we lost a set, that doesn't mean we're losing the war. And it was just a good performance by them.
Yeah, really, really good job there. And now we'll go to our last map as well. We did mistakenly play this Game 7 Zones Mahi earlier, so they might go to Zones Manta. I'm not sure what they're going to want to do here.
So it seems that they, I think they're gonna go to Zones Manta, the map that they did not play in the set. So now they're gonna make up for it by playing it right now, and maybe we're gonna see Yeet go back on those dualies just for the one time.
Maybe that slaying power combination as well is definitely what kept the offensive pressure for BSU going. They had their stable force in the back as a Ranny and he just ran forward, working together in pairs, working together and finding those picks to create those offensive openings.
Yeah, I just couldn't agree more. But as we are approaching the end of this set, I think both teams played great. I think both teams now have some things that they can probably work on moving forward, and I just can't wait to even though right now it's looking a little rough for PSU. The losing is not a great feeling, I'm gonna be honest. But it's a learning experience.
Yeah, that's pretty much how you have to take it. If you don't get the win, if you can come out of this with some sort of additional knowledge or even new knowledge, that is always the positive side. This is why VOD review is so good. Figure out what went wrong and what you could possibly do even better.
Yeah, and as we see both teams starting to ready up, it is our time to start waving goodbye to this this commentary session. I know it's a bit too early, but I wanted to say it was a pleasure.
It is a pleasure as we wave goodbye, or we bear with us, and then we wave goodbye.
Yes. Yeah, bear with us because we're still going to be talking for the next at least 5 minutes.
Yeah, we got one more game to go through, and many other games currently going on as well, especially over on the IPL channel. Currently, they're wrapping up their current set with the UCSD Esports Gold and the Drexel Dragon.
Who won?
Good question.
I have money on that match.
Good question. I am going to pull that up right now to see what happened. It doesn't look like it's quite done yet, but Drexel Dragons is currently in the lead 3-1 over UCSD Gold.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Guys, don't do gambling. But okay. We have a match. Yeet is on the custom dually squelcher, something that you don't really see very often. But Yeet is I think at this point they're just doing it for the vibe.
Yeah, and they do end up going down as Sonic is able to run down that well string as well. Now trying to focus over towards this Tentabrella, trying to stay alive and not over pursue it, throwing out those fizzy bombs, and now working with Nova. Good bait and switch there between the two, as it's going to be the Super Chumps moving out, finding one with a bomb or a tri-strike for Nova as the Wave Breaker doing some damage. Another going down. Randy and the Tent Shield finding a pick there, but now it's only J13 trying to stay alive with multiple jumps going into them, and both getting picked off by the combination of Yeet and Randy. J13 jumps out. Sonic is still there though, and ends up going down to that Tentabrella anyway.
Yeah, BSU is once again in control. We see the Tent trying to push onto Nova. They do pop the Zuka and find Nova. We see the shot up on the top left, just hiding from this Tentabrella, ready to unleash the Zuka at any time that they want. And as we see, they are trying to push onto this Tentabrella from the top, but unfortunately they are not able to find the pick. And I think right now you need to preserve the Zuka in order to not lose.
And they're trying to keep these ledges blocked off. Yeet just running into the spawn, get on the opponent's spawn boat, and drop a beacon. Oh my, dropping 2 beacons, now going to roll back. But hey, now you can just jump to your opponent's spawn and they won't expect it coming, just like J13 right there. Yeet from behind, finding one, looking to go after Nokia as well. They end up going down. Sonic now ends up going down to Yeet. So with those beacons still behind, if they are, can we check that map? No, they are gone now, unfortunately.
Yeah, but it was very funny.
It was funny.
And I think that's what you could can hope for with stuff like this from CCA. And as we see, one goes down. PSU is once again back in control right now. Hopefully they don't let this lead go.
But the zone will flip back in the favor of BSU anyway. A staggered wipe and a lot of penalty to go through.
Yeah, BSU is slowly chipping away at that penalty, and it's already down to 25. And right now the Wellstring sitting on top mid, avoiding that Zuka with relative ease. They have the Wave Breaker ready for when PSU wants to try and get back into or down BSU for both sides. The Wellstring popping that wave, just try and find people who are trying to get onto that bunk wall. We see the missiles coming out, not really going to be affecting the Wellstring much, but all they need to do is just keep paying. But now PSU is back into mid, 1 is down, 2 are down from the side of BSU, and then right now control is back into PSU's favor.
Yeah. Popping out that cooler Trizuka ready for PSU. Keeping the paint down as the penalty points go through. But but these mines trying to keep the zone still in favor of PSU, as there's going to be a firefight for this left zone, and the right zone flips as well, but there's a flank trying to catch Nokia off guard. It's a Yeet J13 trying to flank the flank, and they're going to end up going down. Sonic is able to clean that up though, but not before that penalty. Not before that penalty is neutralized for now. It is only that Wellstring trying to keep that offensive pressure going, and they end up going down. Zone will be flipped. Penalty points will be applied.
Sonic getting a little cheeky triple there. I see you. I see you. I'm not gonna let that. I'm not gonna let that go unnoticed. 2 more down on the side of BSU. PSU has already finally chipped through all their penalty. We see the shot trying. If they go down, it's not really going to be very detrimental, as they did have the cooler with the Zuko, but unfortunately to go down on the side of PSU, I think it might be over, considering that unless the Zuko can find one, they do find one, but yeah, now it's over. BSU taking the final game of this play all 7, you know, and as we saw before, they did go, they did win the set previously 4-1, but it's always nice to have a play all 7.
All playoff 7s are a nice thing to have. Even if you get 4-0'd in the long run, you still get those extra few that are not, or those extra few games that are just for practice. Have fun and try to learn something out of it. Try to be a little bit more technical with the thought process.
But yeah, you know, congrats to both teams, and I think we are going to wrap up now. Vapor, where can the people find you?
So for the people watching, Kraken will be continuing to stream some solo after this. You guys can find me on pretty much any social media at V4P0R, and Mewtwo will be basically wherever Mewtwo wants to be at the time.
Yeah, you know, you could honestly just find my lovely friend Kraken Mare, huh? You know, the links are in the description, but honestly, you could just, for me, just follow my friend Kraken Mare. You know, he's a streamer of varying quality, depending on whether I'm there or not. So I think, yeah, I don't have anything to promote. I don't want anyone finding me.
but for the people that are curious,
Frank.
All right, for the people that are curious, Drexel did end up beating out UCSD in a 4-2. It looks like.
Oh my god. This is why you don't gamble, kids. This is why you only gamble at casinos, not on Splatoon matches.
And if you don't want to catch anything remaining between that match, there are going to be more collegiate matchups over on the CCA Twitch channel at CCA_Splatoon for the people that are interested in watching more collegiate action